Peace, beautiful people. It's Ease, and this is Ebony Holism, and I'm coming to you with a channeled reading this morning. I'm recording this video in New York City, land of the Lenape people. Let me know where you're from in the comments. I love geography. I love the world, places, countries, traditions, cultures. I'm obsessed. So let me know where you're from in the comments below while we tap into the energy. Ooh, 8 of Wands. Take it easy. Take it easy. It's giving like you're running and then you trip and fall. You trip and fall. You stumble. Yeah, it's time to slow down. Bring that momentum down. Come back to yourself. Come back to your self-care practices. Come back to nurturing yourself. Come back to your creativity. Come back to the drawing board. Come back to the to-do list. What did you forget to do? You're moving too fast. You're moving too fast and you're forgetting things. You're becoming careless. And at the end of the day, it's only going to affect you. It's only going to affect you in your wellness. It's only going to stagnate your own creative process. You think that the moving fast and quickly and impulsively is accelerating your process, but it's really just going to slow you down because it's careless. It's without care. We need to come back to the care. And how you come back to the care is returning back to yourself, your needs, your wants, your desires, your plan, your purpose, your initial, what is it called? Your initial reason why. Like, why did you do this in the first place? Sometimes we start to lose sight while we're on the journey of like, what was the initiation? Yeah, what was the initial instinct that we had to start this journey? 4 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, we're starting to miss the plot here, y'all. We're starting to miss the plot. We need to take a moment to slow down and to come back to ourselves. I see a lot of energy. This is for all signs. There's no specific sign. Well, the Taurus and maybe Libra is sticking out most, but this is definitely for everybody, for the full collective. We're starting to miss some things on the journey. So say we're on a journey and along the way, you're able to collect pots of gold. We're moving too fast and we're missing some of the pots of gold. So even though we've made it to the finish line, it is with half of the abundance, half of the knowledge, half of the wisdom, half of the empathy, half of the, like why not take the full journey? And it really just means that we need to sharpen our awareness. So we need to come back to the self-care practices. We need to come back to doing daily affirmations, daily meditation, stretching your body, moving your body, running, walking in nature, doing yoga, stretching, breath work, Tai Chi, moving the energy, some type of embodiment practice. We need to be in the body. We need to come back to regulating our nervous system, in our mind, our thought patterns. We need to come back to ourselves because we're missing these things because the tool is not sharp. We're outside with a dull knife. And what is a dull knife going to do for us that a sharp knife can't do better, at least? You know what I mean? So yeah, we're going to force ourselves back into this spiral of low self-esteem, of self-doubt, of why I did all of this. Why didn't I get this? I did this. This is supposed to happen next. They said if I did this, then this would happen. Yes, honey. But you went about it very carelessly. You went about it very recklessly. Okay? So come back to the center. Come back to yourself. Like I say in almost every video, call yourself back to yourself. Okay? Because you are going to come to the end of this race with absolutely nothing left. Absolutely nothing left. The gold that you were able to find on the way, you had to spend because you were not well. You were not well on the journey. You had to pay. You had to pay, okay, for not taking care of yourself. Now that is energetically, right? What are we actually talking about? What are we actually talking about? What is this journey? Where is the recklessness? What are we talking about? Thank you so much. Mother God, Father, Son, Divine, Holy Spirit, Ascended Ancestors, Angels, Soul, God, Spirit, Tribe. Thank you so much for deep, deep breath. Thank you for your example of unconditional love. Thank you for the power to manifest exactly, what we desire. Yes, we love to see it. The 10 of Cups. And that came out on, thank you for the power to manifest exactly what we desire. If I were to pick anything in the deck for that line in the prayer, it would be the 10 of Cups. I pray that these messages are clarifying and fortifying for the collective. Ashe, amen, aho. Right. Literally the 10 of Cups. What are we talking about? What is the journey? I'm talking about the journey to your ultimate happiness, the journey to your ultimate manifestation, like exactly what you want for yourself on all levels, on all dimensions, in every paradigm, and in every lifetime. This is what you would choose right here. You would not change it for the world. We have the Judgment in reverse. Oh my gosh. Something is not aligned here. Oh my gosh. There is some misalignment on your journey. It's exactly what I said, really. We're not understanding the responsibility of holding a testimony like the one where you manifest everything you wanted for yourself. Because somebody who holds a testimony of that magnitude has a responsibility to the collective. And when you are not thinking about your responsibility to the collective, to the earth that you live on, while you are on your manifestation journey, there's a problem there. There's a misalignment there. When you are being selfish and only thinking about yourself, that's how you forget pots of gold on the way, because every pot of gold is not going to have your name on it. Some of the pots of gold are for the collective. Some of the things that you go through in your life are for the collective, for God's glory. You know how they say it's all for the glory of God? Some of the hardships we go through is not because we deserve it, because we're on punishment, because God wants to be mean, big, and bad. No, some of it is not about you. It's about the collective. It's about the earth. It's about your contribution to this living organism, which is the universe. Okay? It's not all about you. So it's so funny because on the one hand, you do need to center yourself, but I find that we're centering ourselves in the wrong ways. You need to center your wellness. You need to center your holiness, your sanctity. That's what you need to get selfish about. Your health, your mental health, your physical health. Okay? You need to decenter the material and center, and that's why I say the earth. When I think about the people, I don't even go to the people, because people are so egoic and we can get very material centered when we're thinking about people. But when I'm thinking about the earth as an organism and all the things living on it, I'm thinking it's more elemental, more nature. These are not egos. These are breaths. Okay? And we all know that breath is life force. Without breath, you are not alive. We know that. So really what's here is like really understanding. This judgment card is really about destiny. It's about exactly what you're here to do. So you have an outline of what you want for yourself. Like, okay, I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to live here. I want to be able to travel. I want financial freedom. You might want to farm with some animals, like all these things. Great, 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 great. But for what? For what? Just for yourself? Just for your own fulfillment? Just for your own happiness? It's not enough, y'all. It'll never be enough to do everything just for you. We're living in a world, we're living on an earth with so many organisms, so many life force, so many people, so many energies. And why would we all be here, all here at once, if we were supposed to live a life just about us, just for us? So we need to come into some more understanding of our purpose. This goes back to the collective reading that I did yesterday on TikTok Live. Same handle on TikTok. Is we have to stop going on the computer and looking for jobs. And we need to tap into our internal systems and unlock, uncover, download our natural talents, gifts, and ability. It's in our cells, it's in our DNA, it's in the blood. It's not on the computer. Okay? Tap into your natural talents, gifts, and abilities, please. What are some of these natural talents, gifts, and abilities that are just waiting to be unlocked by the collective? By the collective who is watching this message right now, for the collective who comes across this message, what are the natural talents, gifts, and abilities here to unlock? Why does this Four of Cups keep coming out right here? This Four of Cups, right under the Ten of Cups. We are not seeing something. We are not seeing something. Something wants to be unlocked. Something that we don't think is a talent. That's what it is. Somebody has told you, you have a natural gift for this. Fill in the blank. And you have kind of always wrote it off like, oh, that's not a gift. That's not a talent. Anybody can do that. Everybody has that. No. Seven of Swords in reverse. Can I get a card upright to unlock what is trying to be unlocked as far as these natural talents, gifts, and abilities? The Sun is in reverse. Yeah, I feel like, wow. Damn. Like, Spirit will not even let me sit here and tell you what these talents, gifts, and abilities are. That's so crazy because it is so important. Like, the work for you to unlock these things are going to be so life-changing, y'all. We have the Sun in reverse, the Seven of Swords in reverse, which is all about uncovering, unlocking, doing the work, digging deeper, finding, like, reading in between the lines, remembering. And then we have the Emperor, the Nine of Cups in reverse. This is like when you know your talents, gifts, and abilities. This is the opposite. I am positive that whomever I'm talking to, whom this reading is resonating, is not, you have not unlocked it yet. It's there though. You have to do the work. Eight of Pentacles. It's going to take work. It's going to take deep introspection. And actually, this talent, gift, and ability that you have not only have you not unlocked it yet, but you have not worked this craft. For example, say you have this hidden talent of singing, but when you sing now, it's not amazing, right? You have a voice, it's not amazing. You have to put in the work to make it amazing, to get to the point where you're able to do the work that you're here to do. Okay? So whatever this natural talent, gift, and ability is, it definitely needs work. Okay? So it's not something that, it might not be so obvious because you might not think it's all that great right now. Like, I mean, yeah, I can draw, but it's like not all that. That's how you might feel about this thing. Like, Yeah, like sometimes I have dreams and like sometimes they do come true, but like I don't know what to do with that. Figure it out. Figure it out. I'm about to curse at y'all. Figure it out. I need because we need once we are all here doing what we are here to do, y'all, the way the world is gonna spin is gonna be spitting out rainbows. There's gonna be a rainbow every single day. Every single day, okay? Once we all are here doing what we're supposed to do. A lot of people are here doing what somebody else is supposed to do. A lot of people are here trying to do and like live the life of other people. What do they call that? Like when people like try to swap destinies, like destiny swapping and like stealing people, like trying to steal people's like purpose, like the I'm not too familiar with all of that because that's insane to me. But I know people do it. Like destiny swapping, I think is what it's called. That's because you don't know. You don't know. I feel like you like the idea. Like you want to be seen. You want to be heard. Like sometimes when you're just like with yourself, you're like, I'm funny as hell. Or like, wow, I'm so talented. Or like, wow, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, like to yourself in your closet, in your time with yourself, you big yourself up about certain things that you don't really imagine, bring into the forefront, bring into the like forward facing, front facing. But I really do think that these little inklings of thoughts that you have in your room while you're watching somebody on the internet or on the television, you're like, like I could kind of imagine that for myself, like that type of energy. First of all, it all starts in the mind. Thoughts become things, right? You have to believe it. And we say in the mind because once you can articulate through your mind space something that is more tangible for us as humans, like what goes on in the mind versus what goes on in our internal bodies, because we're conditioned to operate through our minds. And that's why all of the constructs that try to keep us from ourselves, the best parts of ourselves, all of these societal constructs that try to diminish our internal being, our energetic powers, they all are constructed around the mind, around what they feed you through your eyes and your ears that travel straight to the mind, and how you think and thought processes and mental prisons and mental health, all of these things. But if you go through the back door, okay, because the front door is the mind, the back door is the soul. If you would dare to enter your thought process, your belief systems, how you feel, how you operate, how you move forward, how you manifest, how you communicate, how you live, if you enter in through the back door, imagine when you go in the back door, everybody doesn't automatically look at you. You go through the front door, it's usually like a sound. Everybody knows what the front door sound like. Everybody knows if somebody's coming through the front door. Everybody knows. But when you go through the back door, it's a different perspective that you get. Nobody knows. Everybody's going about regularly. And let me translate this for you right away, because I'm an analogy queen. I'm a visualizer. Everything comes in pictures and in stories. So when you enter through the front door and everybody knows you're coming in, everybody makes choices. So to me, when you enter in through the mind, all of these learned behaviors and constructs activate immediately because they heard the front door. So they just get to work. You know, they get in position. But when you go through the back door and nobody knows you're coming in, it's a quiet back door. Everybody is doing what they were doing before you entered in. You know, like you get this whole different perspective. That is the soul. That is going through the soul door. There is no like learned behavior This is all, it's just everything is natural. I don't know if that analogy makes sense to you. Write it, let me know in the comments. It makes sense to me. When you can see everything as in natural order and in natural flow, that's a whole different perspective. It's a whole different energy. It's a whole different like bowl of information that you have to work with. You know what I mean? Seven. Oh wow. We have 6, 7, 8. 6, 7. 6, 7. I'm sorry to all the parents with kids. I don't have any. But we have 6, 7, and 8 here. And that is a building of momentum. But the 6 and the 8 is in reverse. I feel like once you turn this around, once you are not afraid to be seen, once you are not afraid to be perceived, once you are not afraid to be vulnerable and open on a stage, really front facing, once you're able to contend with that, wow, the gifts are gonna be uncovered. Okay, look at what he's walking out with after doing some research, after doing some digging. Okay, these swords, swords for me is knowledge, is wisdom. I hope the sound is still on here, because sometimes I just got a call and it turns off the sound. But anyways, so the 7 of Swords walking out, and swords for me, that's where I was, are the gifts, are the talents, are the abilities. Swords is what shifts the energy, what cuts through the fog, what cuts through the smog. And then the fire and the water, come on, talk about gifts, talents, and abilities. Fire and water. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, especially because I don't know if the sound is still on. But if it is, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave me a comment, do all the things. Follow me on TikTok, catch me on live. Eventually, I'll start going live here too. And if you want a reading, you can go to my website, ebonyholism.com. Holism is with a W. And you can book a reading there. Ashe.